Okay, so my name is Jon Baker, and the series is called Mother's Medal Kink. So I see these photographs as these kind of big masculine signs or signals. They're kind of both attracting people to them and also repelling them away. They're these big kind of masculine problems, basically. There's a story that I like to tell, which for me I think really explains the pictures very well. And it's the story of the Mother's Medal. And the Mother's Medal was a medal that Nazi Germany handed out to women during the Second World War for having babies. And for 3 or 4 children you got a bronze. It's like sports day. And for 7 or 8 children you got a silver, and for about 9 or 10 you got a gold. And there's rumours there was a diamond encrusted medal for more. After the war, when the war finished, when the Nazis lost, when the Allies won, the swastika and all signs of the Nazi government became illegal to have in the public. Like, you couldn't walk around with a swastika medal. What a lot of people began to do a few years later was, with their medals, with their army medals and things like that, they would file off the swastika, and it was called a process of denazification. So they would remove the swastika very crudely, quite often, from these medals, and they would wear them in public. And it was kind of a way to separate achievement from ideology, a kind of very crude way of doing it. And this wasn't so isolated. It happened a lot. The German government of the 1950s ended up reissuing quite a lot of medals without the swastikas on them. So I found this story very interesting for a number of reasons. There's a small kind of family link there. My grandmother was German. My father was born in Nazi Germany, or very much after. And for me, I felt that you could, as a symbol, this medal without the swastika on it was a fantastic way of relating to someone else, putting yourself in somebody's shoes. It's an actual embodiment of somebody's kind of, absolute confusion and kind of and distress, basically. So I wanted to own one of these medals. I wanted to buy one. So I went online. I talked to a few different medal collectors, of which there was a lot, and I found one for sale. And it was a bronze one, and it was denazified, which means the swastika had been scratched off, and it was a reasonable price. And so I bought it. Got sent to me, and it arrived, and I realised pretty quickly that it was a fake. Like, the medal was fake; it wasn't real, and I presume that the swastika wasn't removed by a German mother. So I phoned the guy in Scotland, and he admitted, he's like, actually, yeah, they are fakes. And he not him personally, but he buys a lot of them, and he sells them on. And with the swastika scratched away, he found that particularly was a very good seller. So it shocked me, really. I couldn't. That there was such a market, really, for people to not only recreate these medals for people to buy them, but to actually, scratch the swastika off. They were a more valuable medal, basically. I thought it was a great story, and it really, as well as putting yourselves into the shoes of this kind of the German mother or the German people, it was a fantastic warning against power. I found this story. It was a real warning against not asking enough questions and just sort of going along with things. That's why I chose that story, as well as the personal connection for these pictures. They're like almost an inspiration for these photographs. The Mother's Medal's not in these pictures, but it was that story, and it was that kind of that almost way of being that made me make the pictures.
What is in the pictures, or do you not want to divulge?
So it's a question which everyone asks, like what is in there, what is in the photographs. They're organic objects, and they are very, very small, about the size of my thumb, maybe a little bit smaller. And I've chosen them. I chose a lot of the objects in them because they look and they feel like the body, basically. I photographed them on these huge bellow cameras, which gets very close, and it's photographed on film, 5x4 film, and it's made on slide film, but it gets cross-processed, so the colours shift and change, and because we live in this digital world now, it becomes digitised, and I can control the colours a lot better. It's made, I work a lot with a printer called Brian Dowling, who is a fantastic hand colour printer, and we had long conversations about how he used to print in the 80s and the 90s when all the paper and things were available, and they used to do some fantastic things in an analogue way, which unfortunately you can't do anymore. And yeah, we kind of translated those techniques, I would say, into this kind of digital way of working, and so that's how the pictures are made, and it kind of gives a little insight into how the colours come about. I can tell you that this part here is a Haribo sweet. It's a small part of a Haribo sweet which I've bitten into.